Hello, this is the fourth part of a series where I give it some insight into how the instruments of a band come together to make a song. And when I decide what song I'm going to do, I do like to sort of think of what that song means to me, if there's any memories attached to it. And this one, as I mentioned in a previous video, I grew up in a pub, and there were some good things about that and quite a few bad things. One being, I'm just way too nice. Working behind the bar, probably between the age of 16 and 23, I just had to be delightful all the time, and it kind of took its toll really. Even 20 years later, I'm just way too nice. Like, for example, if I get served in a shop, most people, when they get the money back, they'll just say, "Oh, thank you," and they'll be on the way. Whereas I'm more of like, "Oh, lovely, great, cheers, thanks," and then I'll like kind of walk away and I'll just kind of shake my head at myself. So yeah, that's one bad side. But there was one particularly good thing that I remember, and getting more on point. I remember one day my dad had been to the cash and carry, and he came back with some, like, the KP nuts, like the crisps and stuff like that. But the KP nuts usually came in bags. This time they came in tubs, and then when I looked closer, on each of the side of these tubs they had a 20p voucher for our price, which kind of, my eyes lit up straight away. So yeah, then I've never been so keen to collect glasses. I was straight all over them Chili Tobago dry roasted wrappers, and after a few months, I think I probably had enough vouchers for maybe £30, and one of the CDs I bought was Diamond Dogs by David Bowie, and today we're going to have a look at Rebel Rebel, which is on that album. So here we go. Okay, so we're going to start with the guitar part, just to give you a bit of a recap of what the song is. It goes like this. Chord progression that all the instruments follow. Remember, I can't stress this enough, the importance of knowing what the chord progression is, because every instrument will follow that chord progression. So in this case it is 4 beats on a D, 4 beats on an E, D, E. Now if you followed from the first video, I explained that the most simple thing you can do would just be to do 4 beat notes on the D string, then 4 on the E string. So that's the most simple thing you could do really, and these are called the root notes. Now the next thing I looked at was fifths, and the relationship between the root, the naming part, and the fifth, in both cases here, is you go 2 frets along and a string down. So on the D you've got the open D on the 4th string, and then the 5th is on the 3rd string, 2nd fret. And then from the E, the thicker string, 2 frets along, string down. So you could do that, so you could play the 5ths. And I think that last video I introduced octaves. So the octave for the D is different from the E because of the way the guitar's tuned. So you've got the root, the open D, then you've got the 5th, 2 frets along, string down, and then your octave is a string down and a fret along. So that's going to be what we play for the D. And on the E you're going to play the root, the 5th, 2 frets along, string down, and then the octave underneath that note. So our guitar part is going to be this. Just let it ring out for 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there's our guitar part. Okay, on to bass. So like I said, the chord progression is 4 beats on a D, 4 beats on an E. And on the bass that means you're going to play this 2nd thinnest string, which is the D. So you could play 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you could go to the low E string, which is the thickest, and do 4 and a. So that's the kind of thing I would have done on the first video, just 4 notes and 4 notes on the E. We're going to just, on the D, we're just going to do that 1, 2, 3, 4, but we're going to do something different on the E string. So when we get to the E, I mentioned major thirds, and I've mentioned fifths on that last video. So a major third, which if you're playing an E major chord, which is what we are, you can play the 4th fret, and then the 5th fret is 3 frets along from the major third. So we could play over the E, 0, 4, 7, 7, which is what we call a major arpeggio, which is basically the notes that make up that E chord. So you've got your root. Again, just sort of learn this stuff parrot fashion, even if it doesn't make a lot of sense. So a major third is a 4 fret gap, and then from that first note, the 5th is 7 frets along. So you could do this. But to make it sound a bit more like the actual thing, we're going to play chromatically from the 4 to the 7. Chromatic means that you play every note in between. So we're going to play. So that's going to be our bass part. Okay, onto the keyboard. I'm just going to use an organ sound. I'm going to make that play with the vocal bit, do 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 do, which is this. So the notes are E, D, C sharp, B, 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 C sharp, B. So that's all I'm going to play for that. Okay, finally onto the drum part. I've actually been practicing my drums this week, though still wouldn't expect anything great. So yeah, the drum part, what we're going to do is we're going to play the hi-hat at the same time as the snare, and they're going to be on the beat, so it's going to be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now, like I say, they're the numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now you have what you call offbeats, and that's what the bass is going to play. But if you did that all the time, it would be like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. But on this, we're going to play 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and. So that's going to be our drum part. Right, so I've recorded the 4 parts. Let's see what they sound like together. I'm sure David Bowie will be smiling down at me from the heavens when he hears this. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel already, if you could, that'd be very much appreciated. Okay, lovely, thanks, cheers, great. Oh.